This video is for anyone who needs some assistance or help with option number 1 of the Romeo and Juliet final project, alternative ending. So for this choice, you will be rewriting the end of the play, Romeo and Juliet, in at least 2 full typed pages made up of dialogue and stage directions, and it needs to make sense with the play. No adding characters or adding crazy plot lines. Use what's already been presented in the play. So when you are on Google Classroom and you see this assignment, at the top corner where it should say your work, you should have a Google Doc that says option 1. That is the doc you're going to click on. Okay, and it gives you the same directions from the other sheet. And I also give you the format for how it can look. So Act 5, Scene 3, remember, is the very final scene of the play. Romeo shows up at the tomb with poison, ready to kill himself with Juliet. But Paris is there, and he thinks Romeo is going to do something horrible to Tybalt. So they fight. Romeo kills Paris. Romeo goes into the grave, into the tomb, sees Juliet, kisses her, takes the poison. Juliet wakes up, sees that he's dead. She stabs herself with his dagger. And the watchmen, the police officers come, the prince, the parents, Friar Lawrence are all there. Friar Lawrence tells the whole story of what happened. The parents grieve the loss of their children and decide to put up gold statues of each other's children and put away their feud, squash their beef once and for all. So you can now decide if you want the play, how you want the play to end differently. So to get started, I would just copy and paste what I gave you right here, highlight it, Control C for copy, come down here, Control V for paste, and now you have the format for what you need to do. So for, let's say Romeo comes to the garden first. So let's say walking into the, not garden, the graveyard. So let's say Romeo says, walking into the graveyard, he says, "Oh, Juliet, I will lie with you soon, wait for me." Let's say then Paris would be the next one to speak. And to jump over, you can just click the tab button on your keyboard. It's right next to the Q and right above caps lock. So just press that a few times so we can tell the difference between the characters and their speaking. So Paris might say, "Who is there? Show yourself." Romeo says, so this is just an example of how I might see the scene going. Romeo introduces himself. Paris realizes they were secretly married. Maybe they do still fight, but maybe Paris wins this time and kills Romeo, and Juliet wakes up and sees that Paris has killed her love, and maybe she kills Paris, and now Juliet is guilty of both crimes, and so now she commits suicide, or she runs away, or she gets caught. You can just continue on the scene using dialogue and stage directions. Okay, so remember your characters. You can use Romeo, Paris, Friar Lawrence, Juliet, the prince, the police officers, their parents, whoever else was there, the servants. So be as creative as you'd like, as long as it still makes sense in the story. And make sure you proofread, make sure there's no major spelling or grammar issues before you turn it in. But this should technically start 2 full pages. So what I would even do is put your mouse here, press enter until you start the 2nd page. Now you know how far you really are, right? Because you need 2 full pages typed. Okay, if you need any additional help, please just reach out and ask.